Hue Jackson, Grambling's head coach Hue Jackson and former NFL head coach Hue Jackson makes a plea to other top coaches in the profession to don't wait around for the NFL, don't wait around for Power Fives, but to come coach at HBCUs. Let's look at the significance of his words and what they mean after the bumper. Stay tuned. What is going on, everybody? What is going on, everybody? My name is JeffLightsyJr. This is the Victory Formation Sports Show right here on JeffLightsYJr, YouTube, Facebook, and wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure, first of all, I want to congratulate you all and thank you all. We hit 10,000 subscribers on my channel. 10,000 people thought it was okay to listen to me talk. And I want to thank you so much. And so in celebration of that, for all my members, we're going to do a good giveaway, a nice giveaway with maybe some cool stuff. So just let me know in the comments what you want in the giveaway. And that is for the members for hitting 10,000. Now, today, I'm here to talk about Coach Hue Jackson. Hue Jackson of Grambling State, the head coach of the Grambling State Tigers. Hue Jackson, former NFL head coach and assistant coach for a very long time. Hue Jackson of the Cleveland Browns, the Cincinnati Bengals, the Raiders, everything. Hue's done it all. But he put out a caption recently that has a lot of people talking, and that honestly just makes a ton of sense. And Hue, being someone from both of these worlds now, is the right person to speak on it. He's talking about coaching and coaches in the profession to stop waiting around for the NFL and to come give their resources, their knowledge, and their love of the game at places where they're going to be loved and receive all of that, get all of that back. And that is at historically Black colleges and universities. I'm going to go over to my girl Yard Talk, Yard Talk HBCU. In this tweet she put out, she said, Coach Hue Jackson sends a message about building our own power and wealth at HBCUs on Instagram. Now, this was a post on IG from Coach Hue Jackson. It says, minority coaches. I'm not crazy about when, when Black men use the minority word, but I get it. Let's just keep it going. Minority coaches pivot to HBCU. The NFL and Power 5 are showing you who they are. Let's show them who we are. Now, what he means by that is they're not hiring you. They could care less whether you come coach at their institutions. They want you to damn show play for their institutions. They don't really care if you come and coach. At the NFL, they've implemented the Rooney Rule to get more Black coaches interviewed. And yeah, more of them are interviewing, but there's less Black coaches in the NFL, head coaches, now than there were 20 years ago. So we went in the wrong direction. Same at the Power 5 level. There's only a handful at the Power 5 level. He goes on to say, let's build our own power and wealth instead of building theirs alone. Now is the time to unite our skills, talent, culture, and history and write a new success story for generations to come. Then he's got a bunch of hashtags, hashtag pivot to HBCU, building better, Black coaches, SWAC football, Gram fam, and tag Grambling. And he goes on to say, this was another post on his Instagram. It said, despite their talent and expertise, minority coaches, once again, not crazy about that word, but I get what he's doing. Minority coaches continue to be overlooked and underrepresented in the NFL and Power 5 schools. Now, once again, this is a man who's coached at both the NFL and the Power 5 level, so he knows what he's talking about. It says, I'm calling on coaches to pivot and consider coaching at HBCUs. Not only will this give them an opportunity to hone their craft, but it can help bring more attention and resources back to these great institutions. Watch what happens with more support. These schools will continue to cultivate further future generations of top-tier coaches and lead a new wave of success in football. I love everything about this post, Coach. I was right there. I rooted it on. I tweeted it out. I retweeted. And you see, I liked the post from my girl Yard Talk. And he's right. He's right. I mean, let's just call it what it is. He's right. You will not be more celebrated and or loved as a successful head coach at an HBCU as opposed to like a Power 5. It's just night and day. Then you're talking to someone who's covered the NFL, who's covered Power 5s. And I understand that, yeah, you can say, oh, there's a talent gap. Yeah, there's a big resource gap there as well. And so what Coach Hue Jackson is experiencing He's like, all them years coaching at the NFL, they didn't love me like they love me at Grambling. He hasn't even got to winning yet. Not to say that he won't get to winning, not to say that they won't go out there and do some damage this year, but he hasn't even hit what I would consider he hasn't hit the pinnacle. He's still building his program and he's still feeling the love. He's still building his program and he's seen the changes that he's been able to help make along with the school. He's still building his program and understands that it's just different. It is just different. The vibe that he got when he was coaching the NFL, where he was tolerated, not celebrated. In his first chance they got, they fired the heck out of him. Now you can say, oh, Hue Jackson won winning. Yeah, but the Browns weren't trying to win. And when Hue Jackson did win, he had an 8-8 record. He got fired. He had one season as the head coach of the then Oakland Raiders and got fired. So he understands the games. It's a lot of mind games and hoops you have to jump through at that level. There's a whole lot. Ask Brian Flores, winning record the entire time as a head coach, gets fired by the Miami Dolphins. Gets fired, then had to settle for a position coach. Couldn't even go back to being a coordinator. Had to be a position coach before he was once again now elevated by the Minnesota Vikings to be the defensive coordinator for their team. And so Hue understands that. Hue talks to these black men at these positions at the NFL level, these black men at these positions at the college level. You got 80% of football on all levels, high school, college, pro. 80% is black, but like 5% of the coaches or head coaches are black. Now the quarterback position. We're going to have 3 more black quarterbacks going into the NFL. Anthony Richardson, CJ Stroud, and Bryce Young. But there's hardly any offensive coordinators that are black. Hardly any quarterback coaches that are black. But now the majority of quarterbacks in this league look more like Dak Prescott and Lamar Jackson than they do Peyton Manning and Tom Brady. Hue's on to something here. Hue is on to something here. And he's not just blowing smoke. And think about it. This is something he can speak on from firsthand knowledge. And he hasn't even experienced the level of success that he wants to at Grambling just yet. And he knows there's a difference. He knows that he is impacting their lives and their program like maybe the previous few coaches couldn't. But he also understands what Grambling's doing for him. Being celebrated, not just tolerated. Walking around a campus, a university, a school, a program full of people that look like you. Not just the players, but the actual administration, the actual student body. Along with the actual players, the cafeteria, the yard. He was on to something, man. And there's nothing better than to hear from someone who has firsthand experience. He has all the firsthand experience in the world. Coaching at places like Southern California, coaching at places like the Oakland Raiders, coaching at places like the Cincinnati Bengals, coaching at places like the Cleveland Browns. So I'm all for what Coach Jackson has to say. Y'all know Coach Hue Jackson is a friend of this program. He's been on this show. He's the first coach to ever come on my show. Shout out to Hue Jackson. So, yeah, I'm with you, Hue. Whatever we can do to make this popular, to make this popping, and doing things like growing my platform to 10,000 subscribers. You're doing your part. Advocating for more games on different platforms, advocating for better media rights, advocating for, supporting your individual school, your individual conference. You're doing your part. Let's continue to make noise because these kids see it. That's the thing. The young men, the young ladies, they see it. And once a few more of provocateurs of change come through the pipeline, you'll continue to see the shift. You'll continue to see media deals get bigger and better. You'll continue to see great things happen for these programs and these institutions. And I'm all for it. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Coach Hue Jackson had a lot to say about bringing the biggest and brightest and the best back to HBCUs, and not just in the athlete, but he specifically was talking about the coaches. Drop your comment down below on what you think about some of the best coaches in the profession coming to these institutions. My name is JeffLightsyJr. This is the Victory Formation Sports Show right here on JeffLightsYjr. YouTube, Facebook, and wherever you get your content. Do me a favor, hit that like button before you get out of here. Like, share, and subscribe. And if you like what you heard, Also, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at JLightsy7. That is on Twitter and Instagram at JLightsy7. Thank you, guys, for tuning in. Hit that like button on your way out. I'll see you next time. Peace.